there's going to be so many different things that happen, and it's less about what happens to me and it's all about how I respond to it. So like that's how I live. Like I'm gonna keep my trust in God. I'm gonna keep putting in the work where he needs me, and everything's gonna fall in place.
Time you would never buy this shit back, bro. You will be 30 years old and be mad that you didn't grind. And I'm 21. I'm mad that I wasn't as smart as I am now at 16.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Sometimes I wish if I knew the workforce was like this, I should have started saving up for retirement in kindergarten. Come on.
What's good, LW fam? It's your boy Chief.
It's your boy Jalen.
And it's your boy Curly J.
We back with a conversation on real,
raw,
and uncut.
And we got a special guest with us. Go ahead and introduce yourself, my boy.
I got you. My name's LoveYaSelf, better known as RealMJHill on all social medias. I'm 18 years old. I'm a motivational speaker and author, and I'm the owner of the clothing brand LoveYaSelf. So yeah, that's just a little bit about me, man.
So that was a good intro.
Go ahead, props.
But before we get into all that, we always start off our episodes with the question of the day. So Josh, what we got is our question of the day.
Question of the day is, what is your favorite motivational movie?
Oh shoot, my favorite motivational movie, it definitely got to be Denzel Washington, Remember the Titans.
That's
by far one of my favorite joints right there. Remember the Titans.
You know, I was gonna say Will Smith and Jaden Smith, The Pursuit of Happiness.
You ain't never lied.
That's a great. No, that's a good one.
That's a great
Pursuit of Happiness.
That's a classic.
Okay, and this is one that some people gonna find a little iffy.
Okay.
I can't remember the exact name, but you know that Tyler Perry movie with Taraji P. Henson when she was helping the guy the whole time and he was kind of like living off of her and he ended up making it big and she ended up killing him.
Oh shoot, that's a twist.
I don't know. But here's the thing. Wait, do you know the name? What is it called again? Find it for me. But hear this. I find it a little bit motivational. Hear me out. The guy really did change his life and the girl left him. And then she was like, then she got mad. It was like one of those stories where it's like, okay, you kind of like, you moved over at like adversities in your life. What's it called? Acrimony. I thought Acrimony was good.
I never seen it.
It was good.
I haven't seen Pursuit of Happiness or Acrimony.
What?
But Pursuit of Happiness,
you gotta watch that tonight.
You would love it.
Is that the one where he was on the fence and he was talking to
the one that you see on every TikTok.
Yeah, that's a common clip. I gotta tap back.
I'll say mine is only because I just watched it the other day, Karate Kid.
Hey,
Are we talking about with Jackie Chan, Jaden Smith? Or
Jaden Smith.
Okay.
You talking about Jaden Smith?
Because I ain't gonna lie to
Because man, he was
the Jackie Chan one. I mean, was it Jackie Chan?
Well, that's the one with Jaden Smith.
Oh, the other one. I actually like the other one. The first one was good. It was like the wax on, wax off.
Yeah, I like that. That was the Mr. Miyagi joint.
But I can't remember what that name. I think it's like Ralph something. Ralph.
I don't remember the real actor.
Yeah, but I like it.
And then Coach Carter.
Oh, Coach Carter, come on,
that's
man.
That's my joint, man.
Is that that's not the Ice Cube one?
No, that's the one with Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, Samuel L.
Jackson. Yeah, Coach Carter.
With the basketball team?
My joint right there.
I haven't seen that one either.
What's the one with, it's not more than...
What do you watch?
You watch the you got some movies to watch.
I got a long list, bro.
I can't remember. It was making me so mad. It's about the school that was impoverished. I can't remember if it was Morgan Freeman, if it was Samuel L. Jackson, one of them, but they came and they turned it around. They were like the oh my God.
Lean on Me.
Lean on Me.
That was with
who was it with?
With Denzel.
No, it wasn't Denzel.
Not Denzel?
No. Lean on Me though. That's it. Lean on Me was good.
Dang.
It was,
I didn't watch that. I did watch one movie with Denzel Washington where he became the principal of the school though. And I can't remember.
That's not surprising though.
I can't remember which one it was though.
Yeah.
Morgan Freeman.
So I was right. I didn't know if it was Samuel L. Jackson or Morgan Freeman.
Well, I can't
watch that, bro.
Morgan Freeman has looked old all his life.
Bro, he been 80 since he was 2.
Old all his life. That's a problem. Hey, yo.
His voice A1, bro. To this day, I want his voice, bro. To this day. My boss will not drop far enough. My goodness. But my thing is, I'll probably go and remember the Titans. Because I was thinking either that or Karate Kid. Those are the two things in my head. Well, the two things out of this whole video that I knew anyways.
Yeah. No, that's real. Love that movie.
But let's go ahead and get into it though. So you say you're a motivational speaker at 18 and you're an author and you have a clothing brand.
Yes, sir.
So
damn, he told me to get on my Zoom.
I'm saying like, hey, bro, we gotta get this thing going.
I know.
But basically like, okay, so where did you start at first? And how did you get into this, like, all this first? You know what I'm saying?
I got you. I'll take you back. So, in 8th grade, like, ever since I was a kid, like, basketball, that was always, like, my biggest goal, my biggest dream was to play in the NBA. And, like, when it came to how hard I worked for this dream, like, I would literally be up 6 a.m. in the morning in middle school, like dribbling my basketball, waking up the neighbors, like annoying my parents, like, Keys, go back to sleep. Like, that's really how dedicated I was to that dream. And it was in like the summer of my 8th grade year. I was outside hooping, playing basketball, just another day outside. And I remember, like, I went to make a move and I felt like a really sharp pain in my chest. And, like, you know, when you get hurt, it's like, I get hurt, you feel me? But it's certain things that happen to you, like, that ain't feel right, you feel me? So I remember I ran into the house, I told my mom what happened, and I was like, can we go to the doctor and just, see what it's about? And to keep a long story short, me and my pops, we went to a heart specialist. The first doctor couldn't figure out what was going on, and when we got to the cardiologist, he was like, we found that you have a heart murmur. And he pretty much said, like, you got some small holes in your heart that's allowing blood to go to places it doesn't need to go, and you have to give those holes time to heal. And like, when he said that, after that, he followed up with, and if the healing process doesn't go right, like, you may never be able to play the game of basketball again, right? Like, at the level you want to. So for me, like, at that younger age, it really felt like my dream was, like, being snatched away from me. And, like, how hard I worked towards the dream, like, I questioned God so much. I was like, God, the work I was putting in. If nobody else knew, like, how many parties I missed, how many times I could have went and hung out, but I stayed in the gym because I really wanted it. And I was like, why would you let this happen to me? But after that, it really helped me dive deeper into just who I was outside of the game of basketball. Like, one thing I never really paid attention to was on every team I was on when I played football in elementary school, when I played basketball, middle school, and high school, I was always the captain, always the leader. And I always had that voice. I was always the voice for the team, right? Like, to rally everybody together. And, at first, when I got that heart murmur, I really just took the time and I channeled that through making these positive videos on Instagram. So it started off on just Instagram, Snapchat, getting up in the morning, good morning, Genius family.
So was your first video in 8th grade?
Yeah.
Oh, first. Oh,
dang.
So my
you got started early. A lot of stuff to talk about.
Yo. So my first videos was in like the beginning of 8th grade, because I started doing it like before I had got injured. It was just like for fun though. It wasn't really anything I was taking serious. And like, when I got that heart murmur, it really made me sit down and like, like, this is what we going all in on. We don't have ball no more. Like, we going all in on making these videos. And I got the video still on my Instagram, man. It's all the way at the bottom. But I basically was talking about how, like, sometimes you're not always gonna get the perfect throw, right? Like, sometimes life will throw a curveball. You gotta adjust your swing and knock it out the park, right? And for me, in 8th grade, when I really buckled down and started making these videos, I remember, like, at first it wasn't the most popular thing to do. Like, a lot of kids at the school was laughing at the videos.
That's what I was thinking off rip. I was like, 8th grade, bro.
Yo,
no way they're not baking you.
Yo, when I'm telling you,
I would have been the one baking you. The way he saw it.
I was gonna bake in middle school. Stop.
What's wrong with him making videos?
You know why? Because kids will find anything good and turn it bad. That's why a lot of kids are ashamed of who they are.
But not kids. It's just humans altogether.
Beings, exactly.
It's not just kids. I mean, of course, like in middle school, kids,
but from the ground, we're talking about the lowest level. It's in childhood, bro. Kids, they're gonna hide what they're good at and all that stuff because it's not cool. It's not the societal norm.
Right. And that's what it was, bro. Like, when I first got started, it wasn't the cool thing. Like, at first, everybody knew me as Marquise the Hooper, right? Everybody, like, congratulated me for that. I was the point guard for the middle school team. We was winning. Like, everybody, like, clapping. When I started doing this, it was like, Keys, what you doing? Like, kids would like be pulling up the videos in class and laughing at them. And at first, it was like discouraging, because I'm like, dang, I don't want to be laughed at. Like, you feel me? This was something that I found passion in, but I ain't trying to be, you feel me, like, mess with. And for a minute, like, it discouraged me, but I had to also find that outlet. Like, man, this is something that I want to do. You feel me? Like, this is my passion. This is something that I want to pursue. So I'm going to go all in on it. And I stayed consistent with it, all throughout 8th grade, continued doing it throughout high school, freshman year, sophomore year. And I remember I got on TikTok. This is like, TikTok has just started bubbling at this point, where at least like people at my school started telling me about it. They like, Keith, are you on TikTok yet? And I'm like, no, I ain't never tried it. So like, I got on TikTok, and I remember I posted one of my motivational videos. I was talking about my why, talking about like my parents, like why I do it for them, having me at such a young age and growing me to be the person I am today. And I was talking about my little brother, talking about my grandparents, like who I really do it for every day. and that video ended up going viral. Like it hit
That was the one.
That was the one. It did 1.5 million.
They be
views.
feeling good when you see the one right there.
Dude, you feel me? And at first, like none of my videos had blown up before this. Like this was the first one I
What
woke
age
up.
was this?
This was 2020. So like
So you went through high school still doing this?
Yeah.
COVID.
So this one,
You see, my timeline of COVID and yours is because I'm like, that's when I graduated. So like, yeah. So like, what was this? Like, you're a sophomore this time?
So I was a freshman at the time.
Oof, a freshman.
Yeah.
Freshman what, high school,
Freshman
right?
in high school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So this was my freshman year in high school, and either freshman year or like freshman summer, something along them lines.
Yeah.
And I remember I went to sleep after I posted a video, and I remember like when I woke up the next day, that joint said I had like hundreds on top of hundreds of notifications. Open TikTok, that joint said like 10,000 likes. You know, I was like, yo, something just blew. That video ended up doing 1.5 million views, and after that, like my videos continued to, you know, blow up after that. Like people started to come to my page for that motivation. And I'm talking like this was elementary school kids, middle school kids, high school kids. And like they was all like in my, like I had a lot of people that were DMing me like, man, that really helped me. You feel me? Like I was going through this and that video really just motivated me.
It feel good, bro, when you make an impact with your content, bro.
Does it? Like it was one of the most humbling things, and I was happy that I didn't quit on myself early in the process.
Yeah, because that was a minute that you was doing it for.
Dude, it was a minute. It was hundreds of videos I posted before that video blew up. But it was that consistency to where that breakthrough finally happened. You feel me? And I remember like it was just a whole bunch of DMs, and I'm like, man, this is crazy. And that's why I appreciate what I'm doing now as a speaker, and I don't take it for granted, because it's like I feel like I'm connected with my peers just on another level. Like the fact that I'm their age, very close to their age, it's like they can connect to me, relate to me, and like vice versa, I can do the same with them. And just being able to be that positive voice for my generation is something that I don't take lightly. So it's like that consistency.
Is that your main like target audience? Because we was talking about that before, like you being able to like motivate like people older, because like we're older than you, obviously,
right?
So like how do you like differentiate your messages, like people your age versus like people like maybe who like 25, 30, or like,
man, for real, I'm usually talking to myself.
Your messages are like
my messages, a lot of them are to myself. You feel me? Something that I'm going through at the time that I need a little motivation on. And for me, I feel like everybody to a certain extent, we all going through very similar things. Our circumstances may look different. The situation we in might be different. Like some definitely got it harder than others. But I feel like the same thing that a kid may go through, somebody as an adult may have went through. They just never spoke about it, never dealt with it. You know what I'm saying?
The same core principles can be applied to both situations.
You feel me? And it's like when I share a message on, I mean, let's just say for instance, speaking life into yourself. That's something a kid can connect with, but also that's something an adult can connect with too. Because it's like, man, like I do need to do that. I never did that as a kid. You feel me? It was something I looked over. So for me, I have seen, of course I connect with my generation and younger, but I definitely connect with a lot of people that's older than me, because it's like, man, we all be needing that positivity sometimes. We all be needing, you know, that positive voice sometimes just to keep us going.
And I will say too, the reason why I feel like people kind of gravitate towards you is because of relatability. Like you said, you're talking to yourself, but people are coming to you over you talking about yourself, and they can relate with you about what you're going through.
And I feel like a good thing that you just said too was like relatability, right? So when you go to church, right? Screw you. When you go to church, right? So a pastor, when they're talking, you think of a pastor as like really holy, straight to the book, obeys the whole Bible. Now when you look at a pastor and then you look at an 18-year-old adult, right, that is speaking his mind for motivation, it's more you're more likely to gravitate towards him, because you look at it, I don't know, we look at pastors as more higher up, you know what I'm saying, in spiritual faith and all that, so we feel like we can't
connect
connect to it, so it's more personal. So that's great that you're an outlet for other people, because even for me, I was trying in the summer, and I've been leaning off, and I need to get back to it with me just sending motivational messages to my peoples. And honestly, I was surprised that some people would be like, where's my motivational message this morning? My mama especially. I didn't understand that, but I was like, so
no, never used to. Well, I won't say used to, because you've done it like recently. It's just not as consistent, but it's used to get me through the morning. I like it,
bro. And honestly, it was a therapeutic thing as well, because also when you tell someone to do something, I'm someone that I won't tell someone to do something, I'm not gonna do it myself. Right. So then it's like, okay, I just told y'all this. I could go to the gym again, or I could go get that homework done, or I could go help my homeboy build this whole stupid desk that I really don't want to do. I could really sleep right now, but hey, you know what I'm saying? So there's all those things, bro. It helps. You're helping people, it helps you as well.
100%. And the one thing that you mentioned for sure is like that authenticity, and this is like one of the biggest things I talk about, you know, when I go into schools, is like your authenticity is your power. Like people connect to you when you're real. Yeah. When you tell them your struggles, when you tell them your flaws, when you tell them certain things you went through and how you overcame it. Like my story is so different than a lot of other people. Like I got so many other people that, you know, have stories to share, that have been through certain things that they've overcame. And it's like, man, share that. Like, be real. You feel me? Because when you're real, like, you're going to start to see people connect with you. It doesn't have to be like anybody else's story. Your journey not going to be like everybody else's journey. And when you can express that and you just, you know, you're authentic, people feel that. Like, even through a television, through a cell phone, people will feel if you're being real and authentic.
People can definitely see through the BS.
I was about to say, everybody can recognize it
all the time.
Yeah, but I also wanted to get into, because we were kind of talking about it a little bit earlier, like your faith, because you incorporate your faith into your content as well. Yeah. So within your like journey and your testimony that you gave, because real life a testimony, the whole everything, but with the heart issues and basketball, I wanted to know, like, how were you always like kind of a Christian? Is that something that like you took more serious after the situation? I just kind of want to know your faith journey.
So I grew up in church, went to church, like, you know what I'm saying, with my grandmother, with my pops, and I was just always in church. But when I was younger, I wouldn't say I had my own relationship with God. Like, I knew about God, and I knew I loved God.
That's all of us. That's
everybody.
And it was as I started to grow up and started to go through my own adversity where I started to build that connection with God. You feel me? Like, definitely after that heart murmur situation, it was like, man, it's me and him. It's me trusting God. You feel me, through this. And definitely when that happened in 8th grade, at the time, I couldn't see what I'm doing now at all. But God had a plan the whole time. Like, for me, the way I look at it, it wasn't like I missed anything with basketball. Like, I'm no longer playing ball. It wasn't like I missed anything with basketball. It was just God redirecting me into where he wanted me, where he needed me. You feel me? For his people. Like, if I were to continue playing basketball, I don't know if I could have the same impact as a speaker. I don't even know if I would still be making these motivational videos. You feel me? And it's like, man, sometimes you think you know what you're meant to do.
You do not.
They always say God laughs at your plans.
Right.
Because your plans, it's like you want your plan to be like this. And you know that picture where it's like your plan be like,
you actually make it there. Like, bro, that's life for real, bro. That's life for real. And I actually have a scripture right next to my bed. I wrote it on a note card. A narc card. I don't know what I was gonna say. Wrote it on a note card. Is that something new? I was about to learn about narc.
This man just introduced me to cardstock paper literally earlier today. I said, damn, we got different types of paper.
She didn't know about cardstock paper, y'all.
So on the side of my bed is Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5 through 6, where it says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean on your own understanding. And it says, acknowledge him in all your ways and he will make straight your paths. And that's really what I walk with every single day. There's going to be so many different things that happen, and it's less about what happens to me and it's all about how I respond to it. You feel me? So like, that's how I live. Like, I'm going to keep my trust in God. I'm going to keep putting in the work where he needs me, and everything's going to fall in place. You feel me? Everything's going to come together at the end of the day.
Mind y'all, he just turned 18.
And I actually wanted to get into that really quickly, because I was about to say, I feel like it can be kind of hard to, how do I say this? Because you're just 18 and like you're getting into that age. I wanted to know, like, has there been kind of tempting times and stuff like that? Because I feel like you can be a good voice for people right now. A lot of people are young, going into college. You know what college comes to fun, sex, drugs, alcohol, and everything more. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's facts. And I'm like, being 18, it's like, I wanted to know, like, how are you, like, any temptations your way? Any times that, like, you have fallen short? Like, what's...
I will say this right now, and I hope that my content doesn't portray anything different. I'm nowhere close to perfect.
I was about to say, because I don't want you to come off as perfection, because you seem like you're trying to come off as relatable.
At all.
Yeah.
I'm not perfect at all. Like, when it comes to temptation, when it comes to distractions, like, I know for sure I've fallen short so many times. Like, when it came to relationships, when it came to, like, there's been a lot of times where, of course, I've fallen short, I've made mistakes, but it's all about just picking yourself back up and continuing to go. You feel me? Continuing to push yourself forward. I'm not perfect one bit. You feel me? The same things that, you know, other people may think about the same things. The same temptations that may tempt another person tempt me too. You feel me? And it's always just me reminding myself of what I'm trying to do and where I'm trying to take my life and stay in the course. I'll be lying to you if I said that stuff was easy. Like, I have conversations with my pops and my parents all the time. Like, man, it's a lot of things I would love to do right now. You feel me? And they're like, you know, like, are you missing out on, a lot of people ask me, like, are you missing out on, you know, these different experiences? Like, definitely.
That's what I was trying to get with.
Yeah, definitely when it comes to, like, this college experience. Like, a lot of my friends, man, going to different colleges around the states. And it's like, I see their stories. They turn every night.
They live.
And you're in Atlanta,
bro. And I'm in Atlanta. Like, this is the Mecca. There's so much going on here. And it's like,
it's too much going on.
It's too much going on.
Too much. Yes.
And pounce that ass or something. You know how it be, man. You know how it be, man. All them flyers.
The flyers, bro. Oh my
goodness,
man. It be so much that tempts me on a daily basis. Like, you know, so many parties I can go to. People hitting me up like, Keish, you going to this? And I'm like, is this good for me?
I understand.
Will I put myself in that situation? Because I can't tell myself if I get into that situation, I'll say no. So it's like I have to be mindful of the situation I put myself in, who I surround myself with. You feel me?
For sure.
Like the people I surround myself with, they also know what I'm trying to do and they support that. So even if I was tripping, like, man, I maybe should go to that party, it's like, is that really your environment?
Yeah, those are people you need around you.
You feel me? And it's like, you need those people around you that's gonna be real with you, that's gonna keep your head
when
straight.
You can't hold yourself accountable, they can hold you accountable.
They can hold you accountable. Like, that's why I would say for sure, like, having that strong circle, like, everybody needs, you know, that one person, that group of people around you who's gonna be real with you and be like, nah, you said this was your goal, stick to that.
Yeah,
because the party's always gonna be there. You feel me?
Always.
Like, I'm telling you, definitely for the definitely for the people that's like looking for a relationship, it's always gonna be there.
What's that guy's name? It's the Tyrese guy. He was just on the Breakfast Club.
Tyrese.
No, he be in all the Fast and Furiouses.
He's a singer too.
He's a singer.
Tyrese.
Dang.
Oh yeah, Tyrese.
Anyways,
sure. I don't know why I couldn't picture who it was.
Sweet
there was a
you
famous,
never heard that?
There was a famous thing that he said. I think he said on the. I know what you're saying, but anyway. so there's a famous TikTok that I always see it every time. It's like a motivational thing that he said. He said the cars, the women, like all that shit will always be there, but your purpose
and time.
People
don't realize that time.
You will never buy this shit back, bro. You will be 30 years old and be mad that you didn't grind. And I'm 21. I'm mad that I wasn't as smart as I am now at 16.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Sometimes I wish if I knew the workforce was like this, I should have started saving up for retirement in kindergarten. Come on, everything.
I wanted them skills. Like, no, I didn't need them.
I didn't need them.
Mama, keep the money.
Mom, we got food at home. Right? We got food at home.
We don't got money. You right?
Because now I definitely got food at home. Trust, I got food at home.
Like, bro, I feel like with this life, bro, it's a journey, and and it's all about just your reaction time of getting up. Some of us will take a little longer when we fall, but as long as you do get up, like you said,
right?
Because when you stay, like, you just never be perfect. Let's be honest.
And that's what I was about to get to, and that's why I wanted you to share that aspect because I feel like a lot of people who are the inspirational TikTokers and stuff like that, they always show perfectionism. And it's like, nobody's perfect.
Nobody.
I don't care what anybody says. There's something wrong with everybody.
When you turn that camera off, something is wrong.
Right. Yeah. And it's like, nobody can be perfect. I think that also has a lot of issues with people mentally because we're always trying for perfectionism and nobody's perfect. But you're seeing people on Instagram, on Twitter, TikTok.
And we think that's their life.
Yes. But people forget though, and I'm people too, but we forget that they're only showing you the best part of their lives.
That's it.
They're not showing you
best 30 seconds.
They're not showing you their depression or what they really took to pay to get on that trip.
Right.
Or you know what I'm saying? Like all these other aspects, and you don't see that. So that's why I really wanted you to vocalize that. Like, yes, I'm 18. It's hard. I'm entering adulthood, where the temptations are even more there. Yeah, like even more showcase.
Brother, I've been in here for 3 years. I was out of the house
at 17. I wasn't even 18.
Man.
So
he was really a walking court case.
Hey, let's not say that.
That's the way. I love you.
Do you know? Okay, 2 questions. Do you know Inky Johnson?
Yes, definitely one of my favorite motivations.
Yeah, and I was about to say like y'all stories kind of sound the same. Like, cause I watch Inky Johnson all the time.
You can't speak to my team.
Huh?
You can't speak to my team back in high school.
Oh, for real? Football? Oh, that's what's up. You made me forget my question.
No.
But you were saying our stories.
Yeah, like how y'all stories relate to each other.
Yeah, man. Like definitely when I was in 8th grade, like it was. When it came to speakers, I listened to Inky Johnson, Trent Shelton, and Eric Thomas.
I was gonna say Eric Thomas, bro.
Eric Thomas, bro.
My mama went to his one of his seminars. I was like, damn, mama, why didn't you tell me all these places you be at, all these church services? We ain't gonna tell you about Eric Thomas. I have his book. Come on, man. But nah.
I also wanted to ask you though too. Do you just cut on the camera and just be like, okay, yeah. Or do you like? Okay,
specifically the videos where you're doing push-ups, because I'd be like, is it a script behind this camera?
I'd be out of breath too.
Yo, so I'll tell y'all, it's kind of different for every video.
This, but I'll be out of breath, bro. Huffing and puffing.
I'm telling you, and that's really people ask me like, what you do? I make those videos. I be messing up time and time again, so I got to keep redoing the push-ups.
I got you. Yeah,
let me be able to hold my
videos. Hey, I be doing 100 push-ups and right before I'm like, y'all better upload this video. Y'all know how much work I had to do to get this junk right now.
And 2 views?
I fell, bro. Bro, I agree.
But for some of the videos, it's just something that either like recently happened that like I've had this like message on my heart, and I just literally go out there and give it. But then it's somewhere I definitely plan and like I write down like what I want to say, and I'll just like practice it in my room, you know, for like maybe like 5-10 times till I memorize the joint, and then I go out there and shoot. So I don't have to do 200 push-ups to get it right one time. But like that's pretty much how the videos go. And then, you know, for some time I may be scrolling on Instagram. For instance, Inky might say something like, dang, Ink, like that hit me. Like, let me go make my own, you know, like version of that. You feel me? Because that related to me and what I was going through right now. So let me go give it. So it's really just, you know, based upon inspiration, I feel. Yeah.
Because I was about to also say before, I just forgot the question.
You forgot the question.
What's going on? But wait, it's going to come back to me. It's going to come back to me. No, it's not.
This guy is serious, bro.
All right, can we talk about your brand?
Oh yeah, let's talk about it.
First of all, this is the first guest that has ever brought us T-shirts, bro.
Thank you. The amount of clothing,
the bar has been risen. The bar has been risen.
No, for real. If you're gonna bring me one of your brands, I don't want you to come on my pod. Let's do it.
If you got a brand, bring it.
What's the name of the brand?
Yeah, so the brand called LoveYaSelf. For sure. Oh yeah. So the brand called LoveYaSelf. I started it last year at the end of my junior year high school. Yeah. And like the whole purpose behind it is just really encouraging people to love themselves and to really prioritize their
good quality
through fashion. You feel me?
It ain't that cheap stuff y'all be trying to sell us for $100.
Like for me, I really feel like, you know, clothing is one way that we say so much without saying a single thing. Yeah. Like the first thing that you look at, you know, like when you're looking at a person, it's what they got on. Yeah. So it's like for me, when I really wanted to make a brand as a speaker, one of my biggest messages is about staying true to you, being your authentic self. And I really wanted to make a brand that just, you know, empower people to do just that. Like when you putting on a Love Yourself t-shirt, when you putting on a Love Yourself hoodie, like you're empowering yourself to love yourself more. And anybody that see you on the street, you feel me, at work, whatever, at school, you're empowering them to love themselves too. Because you don't know who looking at your shirt. You don't know who looking at your hat. And they like, love yourself. You know what? I might need to do that myself. You feel me? So it's all about, you know, encouraging
subliminal messaging.
Subliminal message.
Right, bro. And for me, one thing I really want to do with my brand is continue to connect with different light.
I was thinking, I was like, dang, bro, I gotta work on saying words. No too many words and I cannot say them right.
Yeah, I feel you, bro.
I'll be nervous.
I'll be tongue-tied sometimes, bro. I promise you. But yeah, man, like with the brand, it's bigger than just, you know, the t-shirt or the hoodie, man. It's really about the purpose behind it. And as long as I can keep, you know, spreading that message of self-love through clothing, I'm gonna do just that with Love Yourself.
What's your goal with all this?
With speaking?
With like what? Okay, you 18, right?
Yeah.
Where you want to be when you 21? In 3 years.
What 5 years? I'm gonna say let's do 25.
Okay. The reason, okay,
because 25 is a little too quick for me.
Okay. For me, I got a lot of big goals, man. Definitely as a speaker. Of course, I want to continue to grow, become the best speaker I can be. But I really want to, you know, reach kids in a different way. Like, not only am I going to go in there and, you know, speak for 30 minutes, but I'm also giving kids real tools. You know, like giving kids, you know, in a space of community, you know, to continue to grow outside of just that 1 30-minute speech. So I know for me, I wrote my first book when I was 15. I wrote my second book this year.
Yeah, I was about to get into that too.
Yeah,
oh my gosh, we still gotta tap into that.
Oh yeah, for sure, we definitely will.
I was gonna get into that right after. I was just waiting for you to like continue after that.
I'll be having people write my essays, bro. I can't imagine writing no book.
Man, it's like with the books and with speaking, I really want to, you know, just build that community of kids who are loving themselves more, believing in themselves more, and really tapping into their genius, you know? And when it comes to, you know, the clothing brand, I want that to be a global movement. Like, of course, by next year, I'm hoping 2024, I got my own storefront. Like, that's the goal, to get my own storefront and be able to create that space for Love Yourself. Yeah. And, you know, of course, we're going to be doing our pop-up shops around the city, but definitely having my own storefront. And, you know, just really reaching people in a different way on a much larger scale. Like taking it outside of just social media, but, you know, really getting into the community, you know, as much as possible. You feel me?
I feel like we haven't talked about, like, I went on your page and, like, I see, like, where you have had messages. I feel like I saw TNT.
Yeah.
That was one of your big ones. So, like, where are your biggest places that you've given messages?
My biggest
the most
places?
proud places that you've been in.
Man, the TNT interview was definitely a beautiful experience. Like those was, you know, definitely some people that, you know, that I respect. Like watch Shaq all the time. Watch Dwayne Wade from Chicago too. You feel me? Like being able to, you know, sit there and have a conversation with Candace Parker, Adam Lefkoe, Shaq, D Wade. It was like a very humbling experience. Definitely at that young of an age, it was like, dang, things are starting to happen. Like all of that hard work starting to pay off.
You're in that big rooms, bro. You feel like you're doing something.
Man, it was great. And you know, I give all glory to God. Like, I couldn't do it without him.
Come on,
like it was so many times where I could have just put it all down and quit, but I chose to keep going. And it's like that's why things are starting to come together how they come together. So that was a great experience. And I would definitely say, man, we went back to Chicago. It's an elementary school. Man, I love them kids. At Aldridge Elementary School. And
shout out
to Aldridge. All them kids there have so much light, so much potential. And it's like when I went into the school, I wasn't expecting that energy that I got from them. Like, you know, usually kids give me that energy, but it's like they turn it up another level. You feel me? And like I just saw, man, no matter where a kid is at, no matter their circumstances, they're not in the best circumstances. But them kids got so much light in them, they go change the world. You feel me? And that's really why I take motivational speaking so serious, because it could just be that one kid. Hopefully I touch many more, but it could just be that one kid in that room that you really impacted and touched. That's go on to impact the lives of so many more. That's go start believing in themselves a little more, loving themselves a little more. So
or need to hear that day.
That really needed to hear that day, man. So definitely, man.
Or they're gonna take that and it's gonna hit them later on in life.
Right.
Because there's memories that you have from a kid that built onto the foundation that made you the person that you are today.
Right. Maybe it may not resonate with you right now,
but it will resonate in a new season of your life.
Come on, brother.
Yeah.
Amen.
And I also want to, like, can you let the people know the name of your two books and what they're both about?
Oh, I got you. So my first book is called You Have Genius Ability Within You. It's a 28-day motivational
I like that
read.
title.
Yeah.
That's a good title.
It's an empowering title. Like, dang,
genius
I do have genius ability within me.
That's the strong one. That's a good one. I like that.
For sure. So that's the first one. It's a 28-day motivational read. Every day, just a quick positive message for you to read to get your day started off right. And then my second book is called It's a Good Day to Be Great, and it's a 365-day motivational read. So pretty much like it's 1 to 2 sentences every day, and after that it's like a workbook. So you write down your thoughts for the day, you write down your goals for the day, and like that's pretty much what you do for the day. But you starting every morning off on a positive note, going in a positive direction, and that's just a level up from just a month's worth of motivation to a whole year. So like that's the 2 books I got right now.
I ain't gonna care. I'm about to buy both. I'm with that, bro.
I actually am
for sure.
They both on Amazon right now, for sure.
Yeah. So okay. So what motivated you to write a book? You say you wrote your first one in middle school.
15.
So I was 15. Yeah.
That's a freshman.
I think it was my freshman year.
I'm old, man.
Yeah, I was in my freshman year. When I be like thinking back, it'd be so hard. When people like, oh, in 20 something, like in 2012 I did this, I'd be like, yo, I don't remember what I did yesterday. Like,
exactly, bro.
I don't know how folks backtrack like that. But it was definitely like what's it called? 20. I mean, when I was 15 years old, I had written the first book, and for me it was just another outlet to express those motivational messages. Everybody may not watch a video on Instagram, but there may be that one kid that reads. So it's like, if I'm going to be, inspiring, motivating, let me touch every different individual.
Every different audience.
Every kid that reads isn't on social media like that, but say I got a book, he might be like, oh, I read all the time. Like of course I'll take that. And I also wanted to give people something that's tangible. That's something that you can do. I can say, start your day off on a positive note with a motivational video, but now I give you a book. It's like,
it gives you action.
You feel me? It's like, start your day off on a positive note. How? But it's like, now I dropped the book. Oh,
you have the guide
with this book. It's like a guide every day. I'm starting my day.
It's an exercise.
It's an exercise, man. So just creating something tangible that people can take and really apply. Because I'm really about being practical and giving people real steps. Because life gets hectic. Like sometimes you may hear be productive, but if you don't know the steps to take, then it's just gonna be like yesterday. You feel me?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Well, man, you're 18. You got a good head on your shoulders.
Bro, what?
He got books, y'all. He got
merch.
Love Yourself brand.
Go get it.
Love Yourself. And he also has, go ahead and shout out your social media and everything.
All your platforms.
Yeah.
So y'all can follow me on all social medias at RealMJHill. That's RealMJHill on all social medias: TikTok, IG, Facebook, YouTube. I'm there, all platforms. And if you want to check out the merch, Love Yourself, my website is www.loveyaself.shop, and that's LoveYaSelf.shop. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Okay, well, appreciate you for coming on, man.
Most definitely. I appreciate y'all.
Appreciate
I really
you.
do. Most definitely.
Yeah.
And if I could say like anything, like as we're ending it out, I want this to, just stick with you. Anything that you really want to do is possible for you. Like any dream that you got, any goal that you got is not too far out of reach. You feel me? I feel like every day, we're comparing ourselves on social media, definitely the younger generation.
Yes.
And we see how people are winning every day. We see what people are doing. We was talking about this earlier. But it's like, focus on your journey. Focus on your craft. As long as you stay focused on your journey, you keep going every day, I promise you a breakthrough will come. Just keep going.
Well, I'm Jalen and MJ had the last word.
No cap, bro.